Gentlemen, we find ourselves in an era where the modern man is profoundly lost. He wanders through the concrete labyrinths of his own making, alienated from nature, alienated from his soul, and deeply estranged from the very essence of his own masculinity. You look outward for salvation, to wealth, to status, to the superficial validations of a collective society. But the treasure you seek is buried in the exact place you refuse to look, within the darkest, most terrifying depths of your own unconscious. Transformation is not a matter of learning new tricks or adopting a new philosophy. It is an alchemical process of burning away the false self. It is a grueling, agonizing, and ultimately liberating journey toward what I call individuation. If you truly wish to transform, to cease being a mere fragment of a man and become whole, you must undertake this descent. Here are the 11 steps of that arduous journey. 1. Awaken from the slumber of the collective. The first step toward your true self requires a profound separation. You must walk away from the herd. The collective masses offer comfort, but it is the comfort of an anesthetic sleep. Society demands conformity. It wants you predictable, obedient, and docile. It provides you with ready-made opinions, desires, and morality. But to become a true individual, a true man, you must realize that the collective is a thief of the soul. You must bear the profound loneliness of independent thought. You must ask yourself, am I living my life, or is society living its life through me? Until you step out of the psychological mob, your transformation cannot even begin. 2. Strip away the persona. As you step away from the crowd, you must look in the mirror at the face you have been presenting to them. We call this the persona, the mask you wear to make yourself acceptable to the world. You are the competent worker, the dutiful son, the stoic provider, the agreeable friend. The persona is necessary for social survival, but the tragedy of the modern man is that he comes to believe he is his mask. The second step is to recognize this illusion. You must actively strip away this false front and face the terrifying reality that you are not who you pretend to be. The removal of the mask is a painful humiliation, but it is an absolute prerequisite for encountering your true depths. 3. Descend into the shadow. Once the mask is lowered, you will find yourself face to face with the darkness. This is the third step, the conscious descent into your shadow. The shadow contains everything you have repressed, denied, and hidden away because it was deemed unacceptable by society or by yourself. It holds your anger, your selfishness, your sexual deviance, your cowardice, and your capacity for cruelty. Most men run from this encounter, projecting their own darkness onto others, blaming the world, women, or their enemies. But the man who seeks transformation must turn inward. You must look at the monster within your own chest and say, I am this too. You must realize that the roots of a tree can only reach toward heaven if they delve down into hell. 4. Master the inner beast. The fourth step is not mere observation of the shadow, but its integration. It is a fatal error to believe that being a good man means being a harmless man. A harmless man is not good. He is merely weak. True morality requires the capacity for danger, held in conscious restraint. Your shadow contains immense, primitive vitality. Your aggression, your primal hunger, your territorial instincts, these are not evil in themselves. They are raw power. The integrated man does not castrate his inner beast. He tames it and harnesses it. He integrates his capacity for aggression into a fierce capacity to protect, to build, and to assert his boundaries in the world. 5. Slay the devouring mother. Now you must face a profound psychological task. The fifth step is the severing of the psychological umbilical cord. I speak of slaying the dragon of the devouring mother. This is not about your literal mother, but the maternal archetype within your own psyche that craves comfort, safety, and infantilization. It is the part of you that wants to hide under the covers, that expects the world to coddle you, that refuses to take absolute responsibility for your failures. The devouring mother consumes the heroic spirit. To transform into a man, you must willingly step out of the comforting womb of excuses and step into the cold, harsh wind of absolute self-responsibility. You must kill the boy within you so the man can be born. 6. Confront the anima. Having broken free from the maternal grip, the sixth step brings you to the most mysterious encounter of all, the anima. This is the unconscious feminine principle within the psyche of every man. It represents your capacity for feeling, intuition, connection, and emotional depth. Men who repress their anima become rigid, hyperrational, and emotionally deadened, or they become completely possessed by her, falling into irrational moods, excessive sentimentality, or a pathological dependency on women to validate their existence. You must enter into a dialogue with your inner feminine. You must learn to feel deeply without losing your masculine structure. When a man integrates his anima, he no longer seeks a woman to complete him. He seeks her to complement the wholeness he has already found within. 7. Endure the tension of opposites. The seventh step is learning to hold the tension of opposites. The immature man demands black and white, good and evil, success and failure. But the psyche is built upon paradox. You are both strong and weak, courageous and terrified, saint and sinner, masculine and feminine. When these opposites collide within you, it creates immense psychic friction and suffering. The instinct is to choose one side and repress the other. You must not do this. You must stand in the fire of this conflict. If you can hold the tension of opposites without breaking, without seeking a premature resolution, a third, entirely new psychological reality will be born within you. This is the essence of true inner growth. 8. Accept the burden of meaningful suffering. We arrive at the eighth step, the acceptance of meaningful suffering. Do not seek a life devoid of pain, for a painless life is a meaningless life. Neurosis is always a substitute for legitimate suffering. You are currently suffering from a lack of purpose, which is a toxic, rotting pain. You must exchange this for the noble pain of striving, of bearing a heavy load. Pick up the heaviest burden you can find, a duty, a family, a vast creative ambition, a service to your community, and carry it. It is in the voluntary bearing of a heavy cross that you forge the steel of your character. The fire of voluntary suffering burns away the trivialities of your ego. 9. Discover the inner authority. The ninth step is the internalization of authority. In your youth, you look to fathers, teachers, priests, and leaders to tell you what to do and how to live. But to become a fully realized man, you must consult the wise old man archetype within your own psyche. This is the voice of objective, ancient wisdom that resides in the collective unconscious. Through dream work, active imagination, and silent contemplation, you must learn to listen to this inner voice. You must become your own father. When you forge a connection with this inner authority, you will no longer be swayed by the transient opinions of the modern world. You will stand firm on the bedrock of eternal truths. 10. Uncover your personal myth. The 10th step is the discovery of your personal myth. Every man's life is governed by a deeper narrative, a mythological pattern that plays out in the background of his daily existence. I have often asked myself, what myth are you living? Most men do not know, and therefore they are lived by their myth unconsciously, often repeating generational traumas or societal scripts. You must investigate your life. What recurring battles do you fight? What symbols consistently appear in your dreams? Are you the warrior seeking a cause? The magician seeking hidden knowledge? The healer seeking to mend the broken? Once you make your myth conscious, you cease to be a victim of fate, and you become the co-author of your own destiny. 11. Surrender to wholeness. And finally, we reach the 11th step, the surrender to wholeness, or what I call the self. Notice that I do not say perfection. The goal of individuation is not to become perfectly good, but to become perfectly whole. Wholeness embraces the dirt and the divine, the shadow and the light. It is the realization that you are not the center of the psyche. Your ego is merely a small island floating in the vast, infinite ocean of the self. The final transformation of a man is an act of supreme humility. It is the subjugation of your ego's petty desires to the grand, mysterious will of the self. You no longer ask, what do I want from life? You begin to ask, what does life demand of me? When you can stand in the center of your being, grounded in your darkness, illuminated by your light, anchored in reality yet open to the infinite, you will no longer be merely surviving. You will be a profoundly dangerous, deeply loving, and fully realized man. The journey is terrifying, my friends, but it is the only journey worth taking.